Hey students, this is Mr. Vickery and this is Science Test Prep. Today we're going to do a question on graphing in scientific investigation and experimentation. So let's read that question together. The graph below shows the movement of an object at several points in time. So we have a graph and it's measuring, looks like distance over here versus time, which if you didn't know, distance over time is what we refer to as speed. So we're going to try to figure out the speed of this object. Scrolling down, I've got a few different choices, but we're going to look at the graph and see what it can tell us. If I choose any point on this graph, and I'm going to choose this last point on here, I'm going to circle it, I can determine the average speed of that object. Moving over to the left, this is kind of how I read a graph. I see that this object has moved 50 meters. I'll write that down. And it has taken the object 25 seconds to move that 50 meters. So in other words, this object moved 25 or 50 meters in 25 seconds. So how do I convert that to something that looks more like an answer over here? And we have to reduce that fraction. So in a sense, I am going to divide both of these numbers by 25. That's how I'm going to reduce that fraction. So when I take 50 divided by 25, I get 2, and 25 divided by 25 gives me 1. And that's kind of how I, in my head, reduce that fraction. So in other words, 2 meters per 1 second. That's kind of the solution as far as what is the average speed. And that actually gives us choice B down here.